Hello, my dear menopausal wonders. Welcome back to Menopause Tailor, where I tailor your menopause management your way. I know I look pretty strange today, but the reason for that will become apparent momentarily. You know, sometimes a costume helps with the message. Last week, I gave away a menopause seminar. If you weren't the winner, sign up for a seminar anyway. I promise to make it the most worthwhile experience you can imagine in the world of menopause. Now today, we're picking up where we left off. We're talking about the different professionals you can use for managing your menopause. Menomanagement. And in the last tutorial, we discussed all the traditional medical professionals. And in this tutorial, we'll address the professionals who are hybrids. What do I mean by hybrids? Well, they're the professionals who don't belong to just one camp or the other. These professionals function in between the two camps of traditional medicine and alternative and complementary medicine. Or they might belong to both. So that's why I'm wearing this uncoordinated, mishmash, goofy outfit. I'm trying to look more like more than one kind of professional, or look like I belong to more than one side of the healthcare industry. You know, I spend a lot of time thinking about, well, all sorts of things. But one of the things I've been thinking about is our health care system. And actually, what we call health care is really disease care. Health care is caring for your health, and disease care is caring for your disease. And the entire medical school curriculum is designed to teach physicians how to treat disease. It's not designed to teach physicians how to guide you in preventing disease or even in maintaining wellness. So that's why your physician isn't equipped with much knowledge about nutrition and diet and exercise. So really, the traditional medical world is a disease care system. And the real health care system consists of professionals who teach you how to attain and maintain good health. They're the ones you use when you're well. And their goal is to keep you from needing the traditional medical professionals. And then again, you need the traditional medical professionals if you're not well. Now, does that make one good, the other bad? No, of course not. They're both important, and we need them both. You just need them for different purposes. So sometimes people expect the wrong services from professionals in these two systems. And I'm here to help you get what you want for managing your menopause. And unfortunately, no one professional offers every service or knows everything. So I'm pointing out these differences to make it easier for you to find the right person for the right purpose. And knowing each of these professionals' limitations can make all the difference in the world for you. So, hybrid professionals can belong to either or both systems. Not only can they hover over both the traditional medical and the alternative and complementary camps, they can also belong to both the healthcare and the disease care systems. You know, they're a bit like this thing. I don't know what this really is, but it is a hybrid. Part woman, part horse. Or it looks kind of like me. I'm part physician, part dietitian, part fitness trainer. That's the reason for my goofy outfit. So, which professionals are the hybrids? Well, they include your integrative medicine physician, the doctors of osteopathic medicine, dietitians and nutritionists, and fitness trainers. So, we're going to cover all of those. And as you can see, this category includes some non-medical professionals as well as some medical professionals. So let's address each one of them. And you know, I'll delineate how each one can help you manage your menopause just like I did with the traditional medical professionals last week. So let's start with the integrative medicine physicians. Now, maybe you're wondering why, if these are physicians, why we didn't discuss them with our other physicians in the last tutorial. Well, that's because an integrative medicine physician straddles the camps of traditional medicine and alternative and complementary medicine. They call their specialty mind-body medicine. Now, an integrative medicine physician is usually an MD, a medical doctor, but they may be a DO, which is Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine, and their philosophy is to prevent disease before it begins. But menopause isn't a disease. And you know what? No matter how hard you try, you are not going to prevent it. And you don't even have to treat it, but you will need to manage it. So rather than focusing on menopause as simply a hormone deficient state, integrative medicine takes into account your lifestyle, nutrition, family, social situation. And the general approach is to use natural therapies first and move on to traditional medical therapies only when the natural ones fail. Now, you might find that appealing. You might think, well, I don't want hormones if I can get by without them. And perhaps you like the idea of managing menopause as a normal condition. Or you might find that a complete waste of time. You might be thinking, are you kidding me? Give me the darn hormones. Normal or not, you may be so miserable that you just want someone to fix it. So typically, an integrative medicine physician will only use compounded bioidentical hormones if they use hormones. And as you've learned, compounded bioidentical hormones may or may not work for you. And usually an integrative medicine physician will have the same basic training in menopause as, say, an internal medicine physician or a family practitioner or general practitioner. And what is that training? Well, it's about 1 hour of medical school, unless they are gynecologists. And if an integrative medicine physician is a gynecologist, then he or she has all the same experience as all the other gynecologists. It's just that they prefer to use alternative options instead of or before resorting to the medical options. So an integrative medicine physician might try treating your hot flashes with herbs before deciding to give you compounded hormones. In general, the integrative medicine physicians will tell you that they function as wellness managers. And if you need more than the alternative and complementary options, they may treat you themselves, or they may refer you to someone who practices traditional medicine. It really just depends on the individual provider and his or her philosophy. So, if a mind-body approach that offers alternative and complementary options primarily and traditional medical options secondarily appeals to you, even if the professional isn't a specialist in menopause, this might be the right professional for you. So, next in line are the doctors of osteopathic medicine, or DOs. Now, the first thing we need to do here is clearly define what constitutes a DO. Of all the professionals, DOs are without doubt the most variable. DOs may range from specialists in gynecology who practice exactly like medical doctors, all the way across the spectrum to healers who use only their hands. Doctors of osteopathic medicine go to medical school exactly like medical doctors do, but they also have special training in hands-on manipulation of the musculoskeletal system. And their focus is more on the whole body than it is on just bodily systems. So they lean a bit more to the philosophy of treating the whole person by manipulating the musculoskeletal system. But the ways in which they do that vary all across the board. Some DOs are surgeons, just like MDs. And DOs can practice in every field of medicine there is. They're indistinguishable from MDs in that regard. Other DOs practice as integrative medicine physicians with a focus on wellness rather than on disease. And still other DOs function solely as alternative and complementary practitioners who use only their hands to heal you. So most people probably think of chiropractors as the professionals who use their hands to manipulate the musculoskeletal system, right? And chiropractors do use their hands to adjust your musculoskeletal system, but DOs claim to have the ability to treat non-musculoskeletal medical problems with just their hands. So don't confuse the two. Chiropractors are for your musculoskeletal problems only, and I'm not familiar with use of a chiropractor specifically for symptoms of menopause other than, joint pain and things that have to do with your musculoskeletal system. But DOs are for any kind of medical problem, and DOs can practice any kind of medicine depending on their specialty. So when it comes to DOs, there really is no rule or consistent philosophy. You just have to inquire about the individual practitioner to discover where they fall on this big continuum of traditional to alternative medicine. Now, the menopause education in osteopathic school is the same as what MDs get in medical school, that 1 hour. But if a DO goes into a residency in gynecology, he or she may be an expert in menopause. So rather than assuming that all DOs have a wide-ranging practice that encompasses all the philosophies, realize that they adopt a specialty and a philosophy that govern how they practice medicine. So DOs can vary in their camps. They can vary in their levels of expertise. And they can vary in the tools of their trade more than any of the other professionals. So you really have to research the individual DO to know what in the world to expect. You'll find some DOs who use synthetic or bioidentical hormone replacement based on the philosophy of treating a hormone deficiency. And others will use only natural substances such as herbs and botanicals to treat your menopausal symptoms. And then there are still others who will only use their hands to diagnose and encourage your own body to heal itself. Some DOs focus on eradicating all your symptoms of menopause, just like an MD does. But others focus only on improving those symptoms that respond to manipulation with their hands. And some DOs have the expertise to focus on the long-term consequences of menopause and aging, and others only focus on the short-term acute symptoms. If you choose to manage your menopause with a doctor of osteopathic medicine, be sure you know what to expect with regard to that particular doctor's philosophy and practice style. You're going to find that there's less equality with the way in which DOs practice than with any of the other professionals for helping you manage your menopause. Okay, the next professional who spans both the traditional medical and the alternative and complementary camps is the dietitian nutritionist. I know it's a chef's cap, but you get the idea. It comes close enough, right? So this is going to be the first of the professionals who has no medical background or training at all. And these professionals are all about food. Now, as you've learned, food is a huge part of managing your menopause. So dietitian nutritionists are very important. They focus solely on your diet. But they can help you with everything from choosing foods that help raise or lower your hormone levels to counting calories in order to control your weight. a dietitian nutritionist will take you to the grocery store. They'll guide you in how to choose the most healthful products. They'll teach you how to read nutrition labels, and they'll even help you shop for dietary supplements, vitamins, and minerals if you want them to. They'll even show you how to choose menu items off of a restaurant menu. And they'll help you assess the better of two, sinful foods. So you will learn a lot from dietitian nutritionists. They can teach you how to track your calories and keep chart of your progress if you want them to. And they'll work with any of your other healthcare providers. So the dietitian nutritionist philosophy is that diet is a major component in management of your menopause. And they're right. I think you've already learned that. As you transition through menopause and the aging process, you're going to find that you can't eat all the things you used to eat. Well, but you know what? If you think about it, every hormonal phase of your life is associated with eating patterns. I mean, as a kid, what did you want? You wanted bland foods, chicken, bread. You wanted sweet foods, waffles and cookies, cupcakes, ice cream. Kids, right? They want junk. As a teenager, all you ate was carbohydrates. You remember? Everything on your plate was white. It was pasta and French fries and bread, rice, white plate of carbs. And think about it. What about PMS? When you were PMSing, what'd you want? You wanted chocolate? Yeah, chocolate. Don't we all love chocolate? You probably wanted carbs. You probably wanted sweets. Yep, PMS, good old PMS. What about pregnancy? When you were pregnant, you probably wanted all kinds of weird things like ice cream. Potato chips are very common cravings during pregnancy. What about watermelon? And things like ice and pickles too, right? And then while you were pregnant, you found all sorts of other things pretty repulsive, right? Couldn't eat eggs, meat. These are all fake, by the way. Garlic, onions, onion rings. And you might have even had a problem with coffee. And then think about when you were breastfeeding. Once again, you couldn't eat certain foods because either you or the baby rejected them. Garlic and onions, very common things that women who are breastfeeding can't eat. So here you are, going through yet another hormonal change. And did you think there wouldn't be consequences with regard to your food? Oh no, Mother Nature loves to mess with your food. So menopause is most commonly associated with cravings for three things: sweets, carbs, and guess what else? Alcohol. Lots of alcohol. And more alcohol. And more alcohol. Yeah, women crave alcohol at menopause. It's actually a big problem. So a dietitian nutritionist can help you manage these cravings. And in the process, a dietitian nutritionist can help you avoid or manage weight gain. But that's not all. Here's a list of the other things a dietitian nutritionist might be able to help you with: hot flashes and night sweats, insomnia and fatigue, forgetfulness, joint stiffness and joint pain, dry skin, hair loss, vaginal dryness, urinary tract infections and urinary incontinence, acne, headaches, and prevention of those long-term health risks that are associated with menopause. Do you remember what they are? Heart attack, osteoporosis, breast cancer, uterine cancer, ovarian cancer, and Alzheimer's disease. And get this, a dietitian nutritionist can help you with all these things without any education whatsoever on menopause. So if you wish to manage your menopause solely, primarily, or even partially with your diet, a dietitian nutritionist might be a great professional for you. You know, diet may be the most critical factor of all in preventing long-term diseases. And specifically, a completely plant-based diet is the magic bullet when it comes to preventing diseases. So, you might find the dietitian nutritionist a perfect person to work with. And the next professional is your fitness trainer, or personal trainer, or exercise instructor, or whatever you want to call the person who forces you to exercise. Yep, the fitness trainer. Now, for many women, menopause is the very first time in their lives that they really need a fitness trainer. And that's because menopause is associated with a slowing down of your metabolism. And when your metabolism slows down, you gain weight. And because your metabolism slows down a lot and permanently, it's difficult to get rid of that excess weight. Now add to that the fact that many women have thyroid problems around the time of menopause, and there's a big demand for people in the fitness industry to help you stay in shape. The philosophy of fitness trainers is that exercise is an essential part of menopause management, aging, and a healthy lifestyle. It's really irrelevant that fitness trainers usually have no education in menopause at all. So now you may be thinking that the only thing fitness trainers can help you manage is your weight. But you would be wrong. They can offer so much more than that. You see, in this tutorial series, you're going to find that exercise comes up as a management option for every single aspect of menopause, both short-term symptoms as well as long-term disease risk prevention. So your fitness trainer may be a vital professional for multiple aspects of your menopause. And he or she can help with most of the symptoms of menopause. In fact, I think the only ones they can't really help you with specifically might be vaginal dryness and maybe urinary tract infections, but that's debatable. And they definitely help reduce your risks for all the diseases associated with how you manage your menopause. Remember what they are? Heart attack, osteoporosis, breast cancer, uterine cancer, ovarian cancer, and Alzheimer's disease. Now you might wonder why I keep doing that and throwing these things up on the screen so that you see them, because everyone's worried about all the short-term stuff. All these women are worried about weight gain and hot flashes, but they're forgetting that there are these long-term diseases that I want you to start rethinking about and putting into your equation when it comes to managing your menopause your way. So you'll find that exercise after diet is the second most beneficial thing of all for preventing all these diseases. And throughout this series, I'll be giving you exercise tutorials to show you all kinds of exercises that are best for all these preventions that you want to attain with avoiding disease. Now, just as I did for the last tutorial, I've got a summary chart for you, of course. If you want to print it out, you're going to find it on my website, which is menopausetailor.me. But you'll also find it in the descriptive portion of this video. And you'll also find an expanded chart with all three groups of professionals from this tutorial and the tutorials before and after this one. So here's the chart for today. You see columns for the integrative medicine physician, the doctor of osteopathic medicine, the dietitian nutritionist, and the fitness trainer. So the first row lists those different professionals. The second row lists the focus for each one of them. The third row delineates the means or tools each one uses for management. The fourth row is their philosophies. Fifth row lists the menopausal symptoms that are alleviated by their management. And the sixth row addresses the attention to reduction of those long-term risks of diseases associated with menopause. You might want to print this chart out so that you can refer to it as necessary. Now, individual people, individual professionals in different professions may span wider ranges or fall outside these parameters I've given you. But this chart represents the norms. So I hope this helps put these hybrid professionals into perspective. And in the next tutorial, we're going to move on to the alternative and complementary professionals. Are you seeing how all these different professionals have so many things to offer you? That's what this is about, knowing how to find what you want for managing your menopause your way. I'm just trying to help you get what you want. Okay, I'll leave you with that for now, and I'll see you in a week. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Sign up for a seminar. Get the DVD on the seminar on DVD. Do something. You've got to get this education, and I want to do it for you. I want to make sure I meet all your needs. Okay, I'll see you in a week. Take care. Bye.